Hey guys, Mock Media here, and I'm going to be showing you today some mocks that I have made within the past couple of days. These are classic cars, American classic cars. The one on the left, the gray one, was kind of inspired by an Impala, one from the 60s, I would think. And the one on the right was kind of inspired by a 1957 Plymouth Fury. Now, these are not replicas of the cars by any means. They are not made to look like them, but those were my initial inspirations for both of these cars. So I'll take a closer look at both of these cars, and we'll start off with the gray one. Okay, first thing I want to say is both of these cars have a very interesting technique that I am very proud of about making. Both of these cars have fender skirts, and they both have a very interesting way of being built. Lots of Lego geometry. That's what went on here. Lots of Lego geometry. So, you see what parts those are. I forget the actual name, like the 1x2 with a 2x2 bracket on the side. And then I have parts right here on the 2x2 with studs on the side. You know the kind. It's a 2x2 plate with a built-in 1x2 plate on the end with studs on the side. Right here, holding these on, one here, both facing opposite directions, in order to fill in this space right here. This down here is all stud built, and then you put it all back together. It creates a very nice, smooth look to give the car. And that was just the style for the vehicles back then. It wasn't very practical, but it was just the style that they had back then. So of course I wanted to give it that. The car is 6 wide exactly, so it can go through an 6 wide tunnel perfectly. There's nothing sticking out. It has a very smooth look, which I don't know if I'm okay with that yet. See, it has rectangular taillights at the end, and you see the back wheels are tucked in farther than the front ones. The front ones stick out quite a bit. Now, if you've been following my channel, you'll know that in my most recent Lego haul, I got a rounded windshield part, and it is Lego. It's legit Lego, and I'm guessing it's pretty old, but I'm not entirely sure. I have yet to research it. I'm sorry, but I'll look it up, and I'll figure out what it came in, and I'll try to get that to you guys. But it creates a very good look on this car, kind of a bubble on the back. But yeah, something unique that you don't normally see in a lot of Lego cars, so I'm very happy with how that turned out. No Technic, despite that part right there having holes in it. That's just what I had by me at the moment, so you'll kind of have to ignore that. This is styled to look like a convertible vehicle, that's why I gave it a white roof. So that's it for the gray one. Let's move on to the red one. And maybe one of the things that you notice when you see this car is that it also has fender skirts. Now, another thing that you might have noticed is that it does have a thin gray line from those bracket parts. It does on this one too, but I wanted to integrate it into this one. If you don't know, I actually built this one first, and it bothered me that I had that thin gray line, so I decided to integrate it, and I gave it a whole line. Now, I am aware that it's thinner over there, but you'll just have to roll with it. It's the only way I could get these fender skirts to work well. And this car does roll very well. Same thing with this one. The other one rolls well. And that's good. I wanted it to still be able to roll, even though it had fender skirts. So I guess I was successful in that sense. Now, another thing that you may notice about this one is that it is also a convertible. And I gave it some older styling. So you can see I gave it a rounded scoop under here, some rounded angles right here using an illegal brick connection. Sorry, hate on me, but that's what I used. You see I used the angled grille parts right here, and I gave the headlights kind of like some eyelids. Now, I did mention, and I also gave it some fins on the back, and then some rectangular taillights, but they have the studs showing here, along with some exhaust pipes on the other end. Now, one thing that I did mention about this one is that it also was a convertible. Well, it's kind of functional. Kind of. It doesn't fold back, but you see that comes off, and that comes off, and boom, it's a convertible. That easy. So yeah, that's just a cool little function. Another great thing about this one is that it's built on a preformed chassis, so it can actually fit a minifigure inside. which is pretty cool, and it can still fit with the roof on because I have the pre-molded roof part. So I'm happy with how this looks, and this just looks like a car that you'd like to cruise in going through Lego City. Well, how do you guys think I did with these mocks? I'm very pleased with them. They're similar in the ways that they are built. The chassis chassis, is that a word? I guess it is. I don't know, you'll have to tell me that. But the structure for these cars, that's my finger over there in case you were wondering. The structures for these two cars are very similar. And that's okay. The outsides look very different. This one's more of an angular design. This one's kind of more of a blocky design. Here comes the very obvious question. Please let me know which one you guys like best about this car. About both of these cars. I don't really know, but I think I would have to say the gray one because my dad actually had an old Impala. I never did get to see the car because he sold it, like a really long time ago. Like, a long time ago. In the 70s, I believe. But anyway, it was a very long car. They drove like a big boat. But anyway, I wish I could have seen that car. But that one's probably my favorite just because my dad had one. And so we just love those cars in our families. Just look up 1966 Impala. That's the car that he had. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more LEGO mocks, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.